So we spoke about rides before, and I remember you telling me,
ain't fucking with me when they got like money.
Real Florida shit, when you hear me,
I confidently can say I'm a barber.
So that we don't cheat on each other. I can't stand you.
And everybody still says it.
Like every project I improve. I got this record, and here's the story behind the fucking record.
yeah, it's called Before I Jump.
They don't try with music to play on the radio.
All right, what's going on, brother?
Nice
This is, this is exciting. You know, I might be talking to a future Silicon Valley billionaire in the making. You never know. Without further ado, man, just introduce yourself and let them know what you do exactly.
So, my name is Jordan Lue.
Mm-hmm.
I am the CEO of TownView. TownView is basically an app that helps, tourists basically familiarize themselves with whatever area they're in. Specifically right now we're in Southwest Florida, so we're trying to help tourists coming in, which they come by the millions. We're trying to help them stay in touch with the local small businesses, hearing about their deals, events, happenings, you know what I mean?
So let me just break it down. Pretty much TownView is an app that it's for tourists that come in, they're not familiar with the area.
Yeah.
They log into, actually no login, right?
You could go straight to it. We definitely do recommend you logging in so that you could, share things on there. But if you're just looking to view things, it's possible to just go straight to it.
So they go to this app, they can put a filter on to check on exactly what they're looking for.
Of course.
And it gives them a list of everything in the area.
Yeah, real-time data.
Exactly. And you guys kind of even have like the little Tinder effect where it's like the ratio, like the mileage of how far.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to make it as easy for users as can be.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously there's competition and we're not ignoring that, but the thing is that they're not doing it correctly, we feel, and it starts with the user experience. If your users aren't having fun while being on there, finding it easy and simple, they're not going to come back, So for us, it's just we're so locked in on making sure our users enjoy their time on the app, and the more we can do that, the better we feel like we're going to succeed.
So before we really dive into the app, let's dive into like the birth of the app, right?
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to say, hey, this is something I want to create.
Yeah.
This is something I want to dedicate a lot of my resources and time to.
Of course. I mean, so the idea kind of came around when I was about 17, 18.
Mm-hmm.
But it was always bubbling. Never really wanted to put too much into it. I had my mind in other places. But you stumble 3 years forward and I find myself at FGCU hearing about this program where, they're helping ideas become reality.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just went in there, see what's up, see if it was real or not. Because, you don't hear about things like this in this area very much for kids our age, So, I go in there and I tell them my idea and they're like, man, it's a good idea, go for it. And to be completely honest, from that moment, everything has just rolled kind of just forward consistently. Yeah, there's been a few, step backs here and there, but just from that moment I hopped in this program, it's just been on go,
What made you so confident in sharing your idea and trying to get input on it? Because I'm sure people would be like, hey, I don't want to mention this because someone's going to steal it. From what I'm hearing, it seems you were just like, hey.
To be completely honest, I'm more of like a laid back, quieter person, to begin with. So for me, it's like, I wasn't even trying to push it out there like that either. I honestly waited 3 years because I thought somebody would come out with this idea before me. I swear to God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's something that I really could almost hurt me sometimes, but at the same time, helps me because like those 3 years, although I wasn't doing much, I was always looking, always seeing, all right, has someone done it yet? Has someone, hopped on this idea? We're still having the problems that, the idea should be solving going on. That's kind of when I decided, all right, let's just say something. And, it starts with one person, and then, sometimes you have that friend bias or that, family bias. So then you start asking other people outside of there. And when you start getting like a consistent answer of like, yeah, I could use that, yeah, I could do this, do that, you start getting like this confidence of saying, all right, let's try to talk to somebody who might be able to help it genuinely move forward. So for me, it was just getting that kind of that community acceptance in a way where it was like the people closest around me are into it. Let's see if we could actually take it to a larger scale. You know.
So was it originally just you, or were there other people involved?
Yeah, I mean, so the idea itself, I want to say, quote unquote, was mine in a way, but it was going nowhere. So in a way, I don't look at it as mine. I really look at it as the guys who I met on the road to getting this idea moving, because without them, I wouldn't be able to have it to where it is right now.
How many people consist of the formation of the app now? Like,
the team is, I want to say, 10 maybe. I mean, like, I'm 5 immediate, I want to say, but about, if you add in everybody from mentors to development team, like, because there's multiple guys working on the app, it's around about 10.
So why did you want to make it an app? Because most people, when they have a business or they have a service, they first think website. What made you want to jump straight to an app?
I think,
because from my understanding, an app is a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I think that was kind of like the youth in me, where it was just, I was coming up in the time when it was Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, there was Groupon, Eventbrite, all these things were just apps. So I just felt like in my head, I guess app is the go. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's getting iPhones. Like, this is the on-demand immediacy. So now that I kind of look back on it, I probably should have started with the web. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's a lot easier to prove it. I would say, but the app aspect is just,
it's convenient.
You're coming for it all with the app. You know what I mean? You want everybody on there. So I think that's kind of why I ended up staying with the app. I didn't want to marginalize the users. You know what I mean? It was just like, you got to be on your computer in this location over here. Now it's like, use your phone. So
this might seem like a silly question, but how did you come up with the name?
TownView?
Yeah.
So that's funny. So
it's such a easy name. Like, when I heard, I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, why didn't I think of that shit?
I mean, to be honest, it didn't start as TownView. We actually pitched this idea as Current. Okay, let me rewind a little bit. It started as Currently. That was that name that I
Currently?
Currently.
Okay.
It's like, currently, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's a little long, and it really didn't, it doesn't have that, like that little to it, you know what I mean? It doesn't flow with it. So then when I met Brandon, who was the co-founder as well, he kind of said, let's just cut the LY off and name it Current. So we had Current for about 3-4 months, at least a good amount of time, to be honest. And then we pitched. Now, we got money from this pitch, but the biggest kind of takeaway we took from it was, one of the guys on the pitch, the investment, board, was just like, your name, it's not unique, it's not, easy to decipher on the App Store. Think about changing it. You know what I mean? He said think about it, but he really means change it. You know what I mean? So we went back, and they were just like, please just try something different. We decided to look at Current with a K, and that was just like, nah. We wanted to get a name that wasn't on the App Store, but at the same time flowed with what we were doing. So we sat in a room for like probably about an hour or two. Yeah. And literally
probably the longest hour of your life.
The longest hour. We were frustrated for a little bit, but by the end of it, it just came out TownView. The icon was thought of right there as well. Yeah. So it just flowed perfectly. And since then, people love the name,
Now I know the story. I know the purpose. But let's play with the functionality a little bit, right? So say I'm 55 years old. Yeah. I got my first iPhone. I don't know how to use the damn thing. Yeah. How does the app work? How can I get to the app?
Super simple. Head to the App Store. Type in TownView, download it, right? When you hop on there, first thing you can do is create a profile. And this profile helps you in a number of ways. But we think the main way it's going to help you with is sharing with your friends that you do add on there. But the second way is to make sure what you're seeing on the TownView timeline is catered to you. So
when I'm looking at all the different events and businesses and restaurants and whatnot, is it something I have to read, or is it like photos? Like, what's the layout look like?
So they're basically little squares. They're not evenly aligned, so it kind of has like a nice little effect with your eyes, right. Really aesthetically pleasing. But so you'll see squares, there's 2 columns, and they just flow under each other, and you could scroll, and you could be able to like and share from the home page. You can click into one of those squares and it expands, and you can see more details about the event. If you don't feel like clicking into it, you could hard press the little square, and it'll show like a little, you know, filter, quick preview of what the event has to offer. Or the
You said I could share also, right?
You could share. So when you hop on there, we're also prompting you to get some friends. When you get your friends, that's when you're able to share posts, and that's kind of the best part of it all. You know, you being able to see it for yourself is cool, but being able to share it with your friends is like the perfect thing. We want you to share what you see, love what you see, and then be able to say, you know what, let me tell this person XO.
It could even work as like a way to kind of arrange a date, right? Like if I have someone I'm interested, I can share the event, like a slight, hey, I'm gonna be here, by the way.
Yep, come on, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, we're all for it. That's kind of what we're trying to do, is create those experiences.
Why Southwest Florida, right? Because I feel like this is a great idea. It's essential to the community. This can work anywhere. Why did you choose to remain here?
I mean, we believe, you know, as a company, that Southwest Florida is on the rise. It's not at Tampa and the Orlando and, you know, of course the Miami levels yet, but each year more and more people are coming down, more and more people are moving here. We think, just based off of those facts itself, that you give this place 5-10 years and we're competing with the other big cities in Florida. You know, so I personally feel like it's always best to be trying to be somebody in somewhere that's growing, rather than, you know, go somewhere where it's already been popping, because you kind of got to look at it like this. It's a process. And if I already figured out my process, you know, what can you offer to me? But it's just like, in Southwest Florida, kind of hasn't figured out the process yet, because it's still growing. But once it kind of hits that threshold, you know, we want to be a staple within this area. So I think it's perfect timing. I think that's kind of the biggest reason as why we stayed in this area. Do people have to pay for that? They do not. Users on here are not paying for the app at all. Why didn't you choose to just playing devil's advocate? Why didn't you choose to do that? Because just from the outside looking in, you could probably make a ton of money, right? You know, subscription based. Like, why did you stay away from that? I mean, I always feel like, once again, comes back to the user experience. You know, if you're paying for an app, you're probably expecting a lot of things as well, even though it's probably a small little fee. You're obviously different. You're approaching the app differently than you would something that's free. We feel like this information, one, should be free in the first place, because, you know, these are things that locals and, you know, really tourists should know about, because they're coming here, taking their hard-earned money and, you know, putting it towards this community. So they should definitely know about everything going on. But, you know, from that aspect, we feel like giving our users that feeling of, you know what, this is free, this is accessible data, information that we can use every day, would make the most sense. You know, keeping them happy, once again, is kind of like the end goal. So on this app, you guys cover events, businesses, restaurants also, right? Anything else am I leaving out? We got articles on there as well. Articles that are specifically about the Southwest Florida area. We partnered with Southwest Florida Online News. They're a new company here, and they help us get information about things going on around here. Written down, they come, you know, an article a day. At this point, we're expecting more sooner or later. Right. So we're trying to get the people that are on here seeing about, you know, big headlines happening around here as well. We kind of feel like that ties into the whole entire, you know, experiencing Southwest Florida. You know, we got you with the events, the deals, the specials. Here's the articles about things that are really going on here as well, because we feel like, once again, kind of tying into these bigger platforms. You know about the Las Vegas shooting. Right. You know what I mean? You know about, you know, the Donald Trump being elected president, of course, you know what I mean? But it's just like, do you know what happened, you know, down the street, you know, 10 miles from where you're living, you know? Like, that's kind of something that gets overlooked, not on purpose, you know what I'm saying? But when you hop on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, you're being thrown in your face, hey, this is a national kind of place. Here's national news, here's national information, you know what I'm saying? And it's not bad, obviously. You want to know about these things, but we feel like it's always good to know about things, you know, where you're living as well. So, is there like a video feature on it? There is, and the video feature is cool. So we're able to have the video kind of play as you're scrolling through. So it's a little square itself is playing as a video, which is kind of cool on the eyes as well. Very aesthetically pleasing. But it also gives our app another dimension in a way
Right.
where we're sharing information differently than just strictly pictures, text, information.
Yeah, because I feel like people they want you to know they're somewhere like at a
Exactly.
place, so they have a video of themselves
Exactly.
like, hey, I'm at so and so festival.
Of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
so definitely, I feel like that the video and the articles, it changes it from an app but just about what's going on
Exactly.
into an experience, right? Like,
Exactly.
and it encompasses all different types of media.
That's kind of what we were going for.
Yeah.
So I think the idea is that putting all this together gives our users that feel of, all right, this is value. You know what I mean? I want to be on here every day checking out, where should I go eat if I'm big on the eating out, or where, my family's coming in town, what should we go do real quick? I'm into basketball. What kind of basketball games are happening around me, whether it be pro or amateur or a high school game? You know what I mean? Like, let me know about all these things. Let me make the decision of saying I don't want to go, rather than me hearing about it and then saying, oh, I should have went. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to give that to our users. That's always the angle. You know what I mean?
So, man, wrapping up once again, where can people find this app?
So you can find this app on the App Store. TownView.
One word or 2 words?
One word. TownView. You can download it for free. But yeah,
have fun.
That's exactly what it is. Just
All
tell
right,
me how
man.
you like it.
Thank you, man.
All right,
It's been a
man.
pleasure.
Of course.